Okay, people, today I'm going to show you how to make homemade alcohol real quick. And it's pretty simple. Okay, I've got a 64 ounce, which is a gallon, jug here. It had Kool-Aid in it. And it had about this much Kool-Aid in it when I started. Normally you would buy one of these and take this much Kool-Aid out and pour in sugar until it came up level again. The liquid came level again. But I'm going to tell you how I did it. Okay, this is about 8 cups of fruit. I used fresh apricot, some strawberries, honeydew, cantaloupe, mostly honeydew, and apricots. I threw like a couple pieces of pineapple in there. Okay, this is a homemade rigging thing here. This come off one of those breathing machines. This little guy right here. I just have that up because it got pinched from me storing it. This little clippy thing on it. But anyway, so you cut 2 holes in the lids, at same size as this tube right here. And you go ahead and usually you'd buy juice, whatever kind of juice you want. But like I said, I only had a little bit of Kool-Aid, so that honeydew is so sweet it's going to make tons of juice. So we have your fruit. My deal's sitting on top of my sugar right now, so I'm not going to mess with it. But this is a 5-ounce glass. Okay, it's 8 ounces to make 1 cup of sugar. I used about 4 cups in this. And this is Fleischmann's Active Dry Yeast right here. For about half that, you'd use 2 teaspoons, but I went ahead and used a whole one of these and a half of one of these for the gallon. So, and as you can see, it's really cooking here. I'll tell you how this process works in just a second. Let me finish with the ingredients. So, you got about 8 to 10 cups of fruit, really as much as you want. Fresh fruit. No mold, no nothing on them. Okay. Very clean glass. Everything has to be really clean. You need about 4 cups of sugar with this gallon here. So this is, like I said, this is a 5 ounce. 3 more ounces and it would be a whatever. You could just fill it there and then fill it there. However you want to do it. Whatever makes a cup in your eyes. A little more, a little less, it's not going to hurt it. Okay, then we pour in, so we get the juice in there. We get all the not vegetables, duh. We get all the fruit in there. Put it on down in there, and then we pour the sugar. We're gonna put the yeast in last. So, like I said, you could drill a hole in the tops of these lids to make it even Stevens. Anyway, where it fits real snug. So I did the same with this one. What you're going to do with this one is you just have the hole and you can fill it with whatever juice, because what's going to happen is the alcohol gets to making, and it comes down along these lines and it drips, and that's pure alcohol right there. But this isn't dripping now, this is just bubbling. So you got one hose. This hose now is at the very tippy top of this lid. It doesn't hang fast further than the tip of this lid because it has to catch. It's actually breathing. You know, when you have to go in and burp your stuff normally, you have to go in and burp your alcohol when you make it. Make sure that it doesn't explode everywhere. Well, this little system here keeps you from having to keep going back and burping it. So, put that down snug in the hole. This is all this was. I didn't have anything, so I chewed up a jelly bean. Just kind of gross, but whatever. I brushed my teeth. So that's clogging the hole there, so there's no air. So then this runs down into another hole at the top of this one, and this is where the alcohol is going to drip through, but also the air coming from here goes down into the water. Okay, so it's bubbling. That's another thing that you know, tells you that it's really good. It's cooking. So as long as it's cooking, it's making alcohol. And then you want to make sure that when you put the little tuber hose up here, now this is your outgoing line. What happens is that the air comes down, of course, in here has bubbles. Bubbles come to the top of the water, the air's still got to go out. So you always make sure that this hose is up at the tippy top so it can force the air out. It won't hold air in there like that. It'll just keep coming out. And sometimes you'll get a little condensation, which is alcohol also, on this little hose here, but you could actually make it longer and just keep a cup down there. So, and you're going to put this somewhere dark or warm and dark. I don't have any place dark because I don't have room. But as you can see, after I put that yeast in and got it, it only took about maybe not even 10 minutes to get that to start to cooking, bubbling like that. See, it's already eaten up. That yeast and sugar it's already sucked the life out of these apricots here. So you still got some honeydew down here and some honeydew down here, but I mean, it just turned those into, almost looks like paste. But that's good. That's what it's supposed to be doing. So again, review. Okay, about 8 to 10 cups of fruit. I didn't bother chopping it up. See, normally the first time I did it, all the fruit I ground up in my Ninja, and I put it in there with the sugar. Well, that was kind of a really silly thing to do, because when you're done, when you're this has stopped bubbling, this bubbler stops working, everything's still, like the calm of the storm. You're gonna take however you can do it. I use towels, or I use like a tea strainer, a bigger one, and I lay down coffee filters or paper towels in it. And you're going to drain all this stuff out of there, because you're not going to drink that. It's going to take about 10 days. And it's fermentation is what it's doing. And you don't want to drink that. It can make you like icky to your stomach after a bit. So you're going to take that. I just do it by the cups full, or just pour, and then strain into like a big bowl. And then I sterilize this really good. Clean it with, a little vinegar and some Dawn dishwashing soap and real hot water. Clean it really good. Make sure it's really dry. Let it hang upside down to dry. Don't turn it sideways to dry. Just leave it till it's dry. And then we're going to take this liquid that's in the bowl. Of course, you need to cover that bowl. And pour it back into here. Because I'm going to do this little deal twice. I'm going to cook it twice. So it's going to be like a brandy. And you don't have to use as much sugar as the second time. But that's getting into another time. Let me keep this short. Said I would. Sorry about that. Okay. Anyway, so 1.5 yeast, 4 cups of sugar, 8 to 10 cups of fresh fruit, or you can use tomatoes, but I'm sticking with the fruit. 1.5 packages of yeast. Like I said, you could fill this with any kind of juice that you wanted. Just make sure it's not all from concentrate. And I tell you what really works good is that peach, what is it? It's peach cranberry. White peach cranberry is really good if you're going to do this. But so yeah, you just buy this. If it was white peach cranberry, you buy it at the store. Take out down to this top line of the liquid. Add sugar until the liquid fills back up about this far from the top, because you're going to need room for this little hose so you could breathe. Okay, then you can put the hose in there, and you come down here. You can make this out of whatever. You can make it smaller or bigger. People go and buy their bubblers, but I don't tend to want to do that. I just, I'm kind of a MacGyver kind of girl, to just see if I could do it kind of girl. See if it'll actually work, and if I can make it, then I like that better. So, as you can see right here, I know you can hear it. Let's see if I can get a good angle on that. Okay, yeah, you see that hose there? See that liquid bubbling like that? That means she's cooking away. Cooking. Just cooking. Just make sure that it doesn't have to go all the way down to the bottom. I usually try to keep it about a 1/2 inch, just right below the water line. Just so it does, just quicker that way. Doesn't disturb all the stuff, because sometimes if it runs over, say I have sediment down here because this stuff came up and the hose sucked up some of it, so it went in this jar. But if you just keep it like I don't know, that far above the water line, then you'll be fine. Then if it does get any kind of sedimentaries or anything like that in there, that it'll sink to the bottom. Okay, and that's about it. You leave it about 10 days. Actually, I'm going to stick mine up into the cupboard right there for about 10 days. And when I pull it out, then I'll be taking a sip right off the top of it. The longer the better. The longer it sits, the better. And don't keep it around cold. Don't put it in the refrigerator. Keep it where it's warm, and it'll cook faster. When it's done bubbling like this, You know, if it takes 12 days because of the sugar in the fruit, fine. If you think you have more yeast in there than, and you think it's still wanting to work and plow that field, then you can go ahead and put a cup or so more sugar in it and see if it bubbles. You don't want to put another 4 cups, because if it doesn't bubble, you wasted all that sugar. So okay, this is Tracy, just showing you how to make a homemade little dilly bobber. It took me longer to say it than it did to do it. But I'll be back in about 10 days and do another one, and we'll see how she tastes. So, this is Tracy signing off. Bye-bye.